We doing. You see who we mostly doing it on, so I'm gonna just pull it down real quick. What's up? What's up? What is going on? What's going on, y'all? I want to go ahead and put up my channel so you guys can see. This here is my show, Tony's Court Vision. Let's talk facts. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk facts. We're going to go over the highlights of the Baylor and Iowa State game because it was an upset last night. Of course, you know, you had your girl, Audie Crooks, had an opportunity to be the breadwinner of the game, and it just so happened it did not pan out for her. And we'll take a look at that a little bit tonight. But come on in the room. I appreciate you all coming forward and coming onto my channel and seeing what I have to say and pushing forward. Right now, I have a special guest on my panel, and I'm going to tell you who she is. She is ADP from Art Creation, and we are going to get into it. Let's get into it. How you feel, ADP?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. So pretty, Tony. Thank you for inviting me on your show today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted to come on in. And as you guys can see, of course, this is Court Vision with So Pretty Tony, but the show is we are going to talk facts here. Fact check on what we saw within the game. It's an analysis of the critiquing of the game and where we are and where we stand, what we're looking at. This is game 2 for everyone within their conference play. And I'm going to tell you what, this Big 12 conference, everybody that are top-notch players, ADP, they're all going down.
Yeah, it's not just one team, one team America, it's all the good teams that's going down like that.
Yes.
And it's like by a lot of points. The crazy things, it's not by a lot of points. So it's some mistakes on that team's part.
Right. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. What I am going to do is I am going to share the highlights. So let me just pull those up real quick so we have the highlights shared so we get to kind of see a little bit of what they looked like throughout and where we are with it. Let's see. Let's pull up the stat facts here. Stat facts. Oh, nope, we don't want to pull that one up. That one is not it. Let's go back. Too many screens here. But did you have an opportunity to really, really fumble through that game a little bit, ADP?
No, Keisha showed she just showed a little bit of highlights from that game and the ending part of the game. But I did go back and look at Audie Crook's stats for that game against Baylor.
Right. So what it is as we would know it, people love to as you would say, shame this young lady, right?
Right.
And they look at her and they want to talk about how big she is, what she's going to look like at the next level versus what she's doing and how she's competing now in the NCAA, in the Pac-12, and what her impact of the game is looking like. We always get into the numbers, right? But we're not going to get into the numbers tonight. I want to get into just straight facts about the critiquing of this game and how it affected Iowa State moving forward throughout that entire game from start to finish, because it was a tough going. I just knew that they would take Baylor down, but Baylor came out strong. Baylor was fighting. Baylor wanted the game more than they did, and they actually showed it. although Baylor is 13-3, I think that Baylor has an opportunity to put themselves in a great position within the Sweet 16 for the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. I don't see them going down to too many teams in conference play. They will meet against Iowa State again, and we will definitely see how that outcome ended up pairing and faring between the two of them, because it could be anybody's game at that point. But Baylor played astonishing, astonishing. When we talk about the different makers of these games, and we talk about Scott, we can we can talk about the driving force she was in this game, because she put the game on her back from the start. And then once she heated,
Mm-hmm.
Johnson just started heating up. If anybody
Right.
said Johnson was not going to be able to ball hard in this game for Baylor against Iowa, then you're crazy. I like the fact that Iowa was they fought hard. Remember, they were down a bit and they had to come back. They came from a deficit to try to tie the game to go into overtime, or their take a three and win the game, because they were actually only down by 2. As you can see, it was 72-70. But we want to make sure that when we're talking about Johnson from Baylor, we don't want to confuse her with Scott, because Talia Scott is her. But we have to make sure that we give Johnson, Kristen Johnson, her flowers, because Kristen Johnson put on a clinic just as well. She was knocking down shots left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Go to art when you go to Iowa, Iowa struggled in that defense department, because Baylor was taking them off screens and just the little jab step and hezzy and side steps to the left and just putting up the midi jumpers, and they were killing them. When they started doing that, they were going to the inside, and then they would move from the inside straight to the outside, and then they would knock down a couple of threes here and there. We can break it down. We go by. Let's look at just the stats themselves. So I'll move to the stats. Let's see. For field goal percentage, you had 37.5% to Iowa's 38. So it was kind of even all. But when you moving forward and you think about the individual players and who were able to make the huge impact, like I said a moment ago, is Johnson and Scott for Baylor just held it to a standard. And when they held the game, not the players on their team, but the game in which they were playing to a particular standard, Iowa State had to figure out a way to meet that standard. They had to figure out a way to try to contend, because Baylor came out and Baylor had them on their heels. We won't even talk about the third quarter. The third quarter was monstrous. But the shocking part, and I'm going to say on my end, because I really assumed that, and typically I normally don't do that. I just assumed that Iowa State would be the better contender, but Baylor, only because I saw 2 games of Baylor earlier in the preseason,
Mm-hmm.
and Baylor just looked like they were struggling. They're 13-3, and so the 13 games that they won, of course, i.e. this being one, when they went in 13-2. I'm sorry, 12-3. You wondered how would they contend in conference play when they have all of the teams in which they're fooling with, right? So thank you guys
Right.
for coming to chat. I see you. We're gonna get through this. Please leave a comment. You come in, please go ahead and hit the like button. I am working on my join button. My join button, I have to go and turn on all of my things now that I'm a full partner, and that's why my join button isn't up right now. But we will get that moving forward. However, when you come in a room, go ahead and hit the like button. Again, we are on Iowa State versus Baylor,
Baylor.
and so back to it. You had the field goal percentage, in which I told you, which is almost even all. You had 37.5 to 38% of field goal. So Baylor was 24 of 64 for shooting. So you think you're taking that many shots. That's also including the missed layups, all of the short middies.
Right.
They drive to the basket a lot. So 64 shots. is something. But when you look at Iowa State shot 71 and they were
Mm.
only 27 for 71.
Wow. And you
So
know, oh, go
go
ahead,
ahead.
son.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that you could tell that they really watch film on Audie Crooks because they
Uh-huh.
start double teaming her
Yeah.
in that second half, and that's what limited Audie's touches too.
Yeah. It definitely limited it. It was like mint sandwich, but you had the big bologna in the middle with two thin sliced breads. But whatever those sliced breads did to contain that sauce, they literally did. They contained her
Yeah,
like wildflower. And there was nothing
you
that
had
anybody
to.
Audie couldn't do anything. Even when Audie
Mm-mm.
needed to get on the floor and fight for the ball, um, I want people to
It was
realize
like
it's
three of
hard
them.
for yeah,
It was
it's
about three of
hard
them on
for
the
a player
Tony.
like that. It's hard for a player like that to first of all fall. Second of all, fall the right way. And third of all,
Mm-hmm.
it's even harder to get up in a fast paced game like that. So if you notice a lot of times while she was doing that, it was one of those things where it was difficult for her to get up.
To get up, right?
And you don't want to have that. So um uh I'm
I
gonna
think
get ready. Go ahead. You got it.
no, I think that'll come with time because you got to look at what 250 pounds, and she's already lost 50 pounds. So whoever is working with Audie, I believe that's going to come with time with getting her more fit to run the game, and so she won't do that. Like that was the end of the game, and she couldn't even hold on get that ball.
Yeah. Yep.
They if Audie had that ball and if she had got that ball, they probably would went into overtime.
Yep. It's
But I just want
yeah,
people to know,
I think they would have tied the game. I do feel
yeah,
that they would have tied the game and maybe possibly. Well, unless they got an and one. So I mean at best they would have tied the game had she been able to get her hands on the ball. If she could have just came forward just even an inch, met
right,
the ball would have been
yep,
right there in her hands and she would have been able to do what she did. Even if she was fouled and she didn't make the shot, she put it up and she didn't make it. She still had an opportunity to go to the free throw line because they were going to foul her and at least
mm-hmm.
tie the game or at best make it and get an and one. And then now the game is over. She makes the free throw.
Yeah, and
So
she didn't have a bad game.
no, she didn't. She finished with 26 points.
Yeah, and 10
She finished with
rebounds. So she,
26 points, but was limited after halftime. So
yeah, they got her at that
like
halftime.
yeah, like
After
you said,
halftime.
they decided that they wanted to double team her. So and sometimes, like you said, in some instances, triple team her. So doing so, it allowed Baylor to run and gun the way that they did because they weren't, they're just Iowa seemed like they really truly didn't have much of an answer on the outside other than giving Audie the ball. And this was a conversation, a topic we had some streams ago
Mm-hmm.
where people were saying, "Hey, Audie Crooks, what are they going to do? If she doesn't have the ball, she doesn't do anything." Well, I mean, I think she did quite a bit. However, if
Yeah,
you're not feeding her the ball, there's not much she can do popping on the outside because she's not an outside player, right?
right.
She's an outside player. So if they can't feed her the ball and they can't figure out a way to mesh and play with her on the court outside of her being off the court and they know how to play together because it just kind of seems like they find a way to do the intangibles when she's not there. When she's there, they want
Yeah,
to
like they
make sure
know
that
what
she's
to do.
constantly involved. Yes. So
That
it
is
just don't
crazy.
work that way. It just don't work that way. You
Right.
got
You
to be
got to
able to
be able
play
to do both.
regardless. Yeah, you got to be able to do both. It's crazy.
Yeah, because she ain't gonna
It's
be. They messing it up. They could have won the game, Tony.
yeah,
They could have won the game.
they could have.
So it
They
wasn't
could
like they were struggling. They had a lot of injuries, nothing like that. They got to figure it out. because
Yeah.
that was crazy. And it shouldn't even, you know how you guys always say it should not come down to the end in the fourth quarter. It should not come all the way to the end like that with 2 points, with a 2 point, what was 72 to 70?
Yeah,
Two
72 to
points.
7. 2 points.
You don't wait
Two
to
points.
the end. You don't know what the end gonna look like. You got to start early.
Exactly. You just don't know. You just don't know, man. You just don't know. It's one of those things where you got to figure it out, but you don't ever want to put yourself in that situation. So I think Iowa
Right.
has to go back to the drawing board, and they have to look at that and think about what they're going to do within conference play should this happen. I know that it's easy to talk about it than it is
Mm-hmm.
to execute it in a game until you actually see it. So
Right.
you remember,
Right.
you think about all the games that they've played already, and they haven't had a look like that where teams have spent time just bearing down and putting themselves in a situation to really just calm things down on that end of the floor with Audie, so that way they're able to do what they need to do on the opposite end. But also, we are not going to talk about Jada Williams. Jada Williams had a strong game. She had a strong game uh,
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of team highlights and scoring. The effort that she put was good, but it just couldn't give. She just couldn't give them that oomph to be able to follow through with a big win in the end. I know everybody's going back over to Unrivaled with Keisha. We'll get through this because guess what? This is going to be on playback, and I know they're going to come back and they're going to enjoy this segment because I
Yeah.
got the game on and I'm kind of looking at it too. However, we'll get to remember I talked about Scott and
And
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah. So back to those guys. I'll finish off the percentages, the team stats. So you had 3 points, 3 pointers. They were 30% Baylor over Iowa's 29%. So again, even all, here's where the difference maker came in at the free throw percentage. However, Baylor went to the free throw line a little bit more than Iowa. Iowa was 7 of 10, so it was a good shooting percentage. However, they didn't get there enough. Baylor went to the free throw line. They had 18. They were 17 for 18. They missed one. How you doing, Miss D? They missed
Mm-hmm.
one, but so it makes the percentage, of course, 94%. You have to make those down the stretch. You imagine the game was lost by one bucket, like a one possession game, so 2 points. Had they
Right.
made those other three free throws and was at 100% at the free throw line, that's a difference maker, correct? So now Baylor
Right.
has to figure out a way to draw. At the same time, it's really Iowa because Iowa was the team that was down. Iowa was down, and for a minute, they just looked like they had no answer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so again, Scott doing what she did with the 2.9 seconds left in the game, to put them up was mm, is all I
Yeah,
can
because
say.
she had 28 points, didn't she?
Yeah, she put it where it was almost a lot, but Audie Crooks came back and they made a big push. Her teammates made a big push. And then we can move on down to rebounding. It was 46 to 34. That's another big problem that Iowa had in this game, not being able to just rebound like they should. They
Mm-hmm.
had 34 rebounds, but it was almost doubled on the other side. Two
Right.
shots, there it was double on the other side, so you had 46 rebounds versus 34, so them 42 rebounds was a big difference maker in this game. You take away half those rebounds along with finishing at the rim, and of course Iowa's up, Baylor's
Right.
chasing. Now it's just the opposite. Iowa's up,
Mm-hmm.
Baylor up, and Iowa was chasing. Offensive rebounds, 14 to 7 for Baylor. Defensive rebounds, 32 to 24. And so there you go. The defensive board without
Yeah.
no one else helping out a rebound. This is where you are because look how many rebounds
Yeah.
they got defensively. Baylor got a lot of defensive rebounds. The majority of their rebounds literally were defensively, because if
Mm-hmm.
Audie's not in the game or she's clogging the paint, or they put her in a position to where they drew her out, which that's exactly what they did. Now you have Baylor just
No,
taking
well,
advantage on the defensive end, on
right.
the defensive boards, and pushing the ball in the opposite direction.
And
Assist
that
was,
they're gonna have to figure out too. Not
yeah,
just totally dependent on Audie to do everything. That
yep.
somebody is gonna have to step up and help Audie.
They're in a situation like that because they showed
Right. Like,
players that they could win and they can win big without her, but they didn't show up last night for her. You have to show up as a
right.
team.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So assist was 20-12 for Iowa.
Mm.
Iowa had great
Okay.
assist power because
Yeah.
remember, you passing the ball in that audience, she putting it up, you just the assist count is going to go up because all she's going to do is turn
Mm-hmm.
and shoot. She is not going to do too much dribbling, too much backing out, fadeaways. She's just going straight to the basket. Rightfully so, with her size. That's exactly what she should do.
Right.
Her height and size. Blocking was 7 of 2 on Baylor's end. Steals were 8 of 2 on Baylor's end. You have your turnovers, which the turnover
Mm.
ratio is bad. You had the
Yeah.
turnover ratio, which was 13-12. Iowa had 13, Baylor had 12. Points in the paint, 22-26. Iowa wins that battle, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why? Because if the outside 3-point game is rocking, and the mid jumpers is just falling, then what do? As Iowa, you got to figure out a way to get around that and maneuver. And this is a coach's adjustment. Coaches in this situation, as we're watching all of these teams that are
Right.
in, 1 through 10 ranking, watching them, I don't want to say fold. They've all had so many games where the competition wasn't as steep to challenge them in situations that would allow them to be able to be in this moment right here,
Right.
finishing extremely well. You have to figure out a way to lock down defensively, be
Yes.
defensively sound, and come on the other end, and you have to be offensively sound. You have to run
Mm-hmm.
sets. If your game isn't on, then guess what? You got to find the player who game is. And it's not sometimes going to always be out of crooks.
It's
It's not.
not.
It's not. It is
And
not.
that's what the coach got to figure out,
Yeah.
because that shouldn't have happened at the end of the game. For
Yeah.
real.
No, it should not. It should not have happened. It should not have happened. And we'll go to the breakdown of the quarters. For the first quarter was won by Iowa 21-17. Then it
Mm-hmm.
was won by Baylor 24-18, which brought them into the half ahead. Then in the third quarter, although Iowa won that quarter 17-15, it was not enough to pull
Right.
them extremely ahead. So, Baylor was still slightly up. Then you turn around and you have Baylor that wins the fourth quarter 16 to 14. And
14.
that was that. So it wasn't that bad because remember, it took Iowa a minute to get going. It took them a minute to get
Right.
going. It took them it was one of those situations where down the stretch you spent most of the fourth quarter trying to be dominant on the inside with Audie Crooks and hoping that she could get it done. That you had a lot of those where you saw her battling and having to get on the floor low and work for the ball because the ball just was not working in their favor, especially in her favor.
No, it wasn't. They got to they got to get some help for Audie. Audie not gonna be able to do it by herself. And like you said, if they're able to pull it off when she's not on the floor, why not
Uh-huh.
help when she's on the floor? It has to be team chemistry all the way. If they're
Exactly.
gonna beat
Exactly.
these other teams,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they know. Who doesn't know to double on Audie? That's just common. It's coming. The coach
Yes.
should have known it's coming. So what are you gonna do if that happens? Like you said, like you were saying, Tony, they have to see the game to see how they're going to play it. But that's just that ain't something you have to see when you know they're going to be. They hearing the noise about Audie Crooks. They already know how Audie Crooks is coming. That's something you need to know before you hit that game on how you plan on, handling that, so you don't run into something like that.
Right. Absolutely. I'm gonna play this. I had another highlight, but I want to play this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna get into this one here, so we can see it a lot clearer. Why you talk about me more than ever? We're gonna pull you off the top because we don't need to be showing your commercial. Me more than ever. I probably shouldn't sing it either, huh? So let's get into it.
It was kind of catchy.
Just back on the page.
All right.
Yeah. It's pause, and there we go. Get it back on stage.
Jada Williams looking inside.
And there we go. It works so well when it's not
showing her
when it's not screen
sharing. Touch and hits the roll. Normally we'll see Audie from about 2 to 3 feet. She's just letting you know she can hit from 15 again and again.
That was a good jumper.
Williams feeds it on the inside. Crooks.
So she does a really good job shielding her body around everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Scott weaving through traffic. Back out. And Beckbeek, who uses the screen. She's got a good mid-range game. Shows it there. 19 points.
Williams was the other player.
Yeah.
16 rebounds, 5 assists. They were the difference makers.
Yep, she was the other player. Stood out
in that comeback.
Well, and I got to give Nelms a lot of credit for Baylor. I thought she came in and made some big plays for them.
Both teams with 6 made field goals so far. Five assists on the 6 made field goals.
Come on now. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
So it seems like Audie don't have a problem in positioning herself.
She doesn't. She truly don't. She truly don't. Hit the like button when you come in, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button when you come in. Hit the like button.
That's what I'm saying. That right there shouldn't have happened, but that's gonna teach Audie a lesson, and that's gonna teach the coach a lesson.
2.9 to go.
Yeah. And we've seen this time and time again.
That shouldn't have happened. They should have figured out a way. Where were the other players? Play it again, Tony, because where were the other players during this time? Where were they at?
Right, so I'm gonna go right back to it. It was right here. This was after Scott hit that jumper. Let's see.
I want to see where everybody else is at.
So this is gonna be in the middle. Watch how they stack up, and I'm gonna pause it when they get to it.
Gets the screen over Crooks. 2.9 to go.
So they take a timeout. Then they get down here, and you see how they're lined up. I wish I had my little pointer here on the screen so I could really show you.
Yeah.
Audie has to turn screen for her. She comes to the top. She pops to the top. You have your 2 guards. She's here at the top. She's going to flare out. Once she hits that screen, that center comes around. Boom, she's that screen. Yeah. That guard's going to roll over to the corner. The other one shoot out to the other corner. And you already got the person who has the ball out of bounds, throws it in and steps in. Either the ball is going to go to her, she's going to shoot, or she's going to throw it into Audie. And exactly forward and sealed and to post up. So, man, you just got to know what you're doing. You just got to know what you're doing. You just got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, you do. I bet she look at that film and learn a little bit of something.
Yes.
Go back and watch. She need to
Yeah.
ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
No, yeah, she needs to go back and watch that because that right there is crazy work.
Yes, yes.
And
So again, Scott helping out. I mean, Scott doing her bid and knocking that
yeah, Scott was on
jumper
fire.
down to put them up by 2 with 2.9 seconds. That's crazy. That's crazy work.
Right, right.
That's crazy work. Mm-hmm.
Just to come down there and that for that to happen.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So Baylor's defense, they bottled up on Iowa, and
Yep.
Audie she just didn't have an answer for that. And
Nope.
these are the things that I need Audie to start thinking about, because this shit's gonna happen to you at the next level.
Right, right.
At the next level, where you gotta work.
Because how many years I'd got? One more or
I
two?
think she has one more. I think she has one more. Yeah, I think we
One more.
talked about
Oh
that in a
yeah.
few more streams. She has one more season.
Okay. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
coach.
they held her to 4 points after the half. Four
Right.
point. They held her
They
to
knew
four
what to do.
points.
And that's what look, you keep doing it until it works. And they knew to double team her until it worked.
Yep. Yep. They
That's
sure did.
exactly what they did. They watching, you can tell they are watching that film to double
Yep.
team on her the way that they did.
Yep.
Because they looking at her strengths and they looking at what she needs to work on.
Yeah.
And you're
They
right. In these next games, they gotta come together and work together. Figure out another rotation, whatever you need to do, but that doesn't need
yep.
to happen again. If you
It
plan on
doesn't
if
need to
you
happen
plan on
again.
standing
It doesn't need to happen again. That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
figure it
I'll
out.
put an image.
Huh?
Now
They
I
gotta
said I'm gonna
figure
put
it
an
out.
image. Yeah. When you can take a player and simply just hold them to 4 points, you simply
Mm-hmm.
hold them to 4 points
What
and
is
a
what is
half,
the other team
then
doing?
you're doing your job.
Oh
Then
yeah.
you doing your job. You simply doing your job. And I commend them for that. You can't
Mm-hmm.
you can't ask for a team to execute better than that, because they knew that Audie was the answer. They knew that she was the answer.
Right, right.
So
Every team they're gonna be coming out of. They're gonna sit up there and watch back on that game too, and figure out what works and try to
mm,
triple and double team Audie Crooks. So Audie Crooks she's not gonna be able to move that body all around with everybody. When they got you pinned down, they
yep.
got you pinned down. You can't go nowhere, especially
Ain't
when they're
nothing you can
holding
do
you
about
down to points.
it. Right. It ain't nothing you can do about it. We said time and time again how important it is to for players to really just be successful and buy into their programs, because at the end of the day, that's what saves you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all in a nutshell. That's what saves you. And if you can't figure out how to maneuver, and you're just now getting started in your conference play, it's gonna be a long freaking season. A long freaking season. That's
And they
all I can
gotta
say.
get them turnovers together, Tony. They gotta get them turnovers together.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna leave that photo up. But yeah, because that's the highlight. That's the highlight. These are your scores of each game, but
Uh-huh.
the victor goes to Scott. The victor goes
Yeah.
to Scott. Scott did a phenomenal job in leading her team and taking her team uh, to that W, and it's just important. There's nothing else I can say about that, and just moving
Yeah.
forward on what I see that Iowa needs to do. Iowa going to have more than Williams and Pitt to be in the bottom
Yeah.
and plays teams come and have executed plays the way that Baylor did, and there's going to be more that's going to come. I'm going to look forward to their conference, who else they play, because everybody else that they play, you got to know that it's going to get wild.
Yeah, it's gonna get wild. So who you think they're gonna put up the help? Put up the help Audie and number 8 and Scott. They got to get somebody.
Intangible
Toni.
players. They have some intangible players. The problem is, are they willing to compete? Are they willing to fight? You can't be should I say what you would call a fly by night. You gotta show up and show out at every turn. It cannot be one of those deals where this is all that beats all, because you're gonna have Iowa. And I'm looking here, just look at the upset on TCU against Utah. And Utah, I'm not saying by any means is a pushover team, but TCU should have won that game. But they too did the same thing that Iowa State just did. Iowa State did the same thing that LSU did. And LSU did it games in a row. And they look, I'm going to be honest, they look confused. They look bewildered. And that's why they didn't win. But Adi and her team, Iowa State, they weren't bewildered. They just needed other players to step up. Other players would have stepped up on the offensive end, and it would have been a no-brainer. Iowa previous 14-0 stats that we've seen so far was after being unbeaten is they did it in a dramatic fashion. They did it in a dramatic fashion, but we're here and you have Baylor who struggled a bit. I mean, 13-3 coming into this game, they were 12-3. Still wasn't extremely bad, but it was bad enough to make you say,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was bad enough to make you say, So it's something. It's something.
Yeah, these teams they're gonna have to figure it out, cut the turnovers down. They're gonna have to work as a team. And look, at this point, Toni, especially for our Tigers, we can't have no timeouts in our heads. We gotta get we can't have no timeouts with no players, because chemistry just doesn't just stop like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like you guys were saying, if one person, it does. This is true. What you and Keisha were saying. If one person is off, the rest of the team do feed off of that. They do. Exactly. That's just like a teacher going in the classroom. The students feed off of your vibe. They know when you going through something or something's not right. They can feel it. Yeah. They feed it, and it takes a toll on the whole team.
Absolutely.
So whatever it is, got to figure it out.
Yeah. You got to figure it out. But Baylor win boosts the Big 12. Period. It boosts the Big 12 resume, because folks don't seem to think that the Big 12 have the a top 10 conference. I think that they do. This boosts the resume for them, and it proves that it can do and be a division that close out in tight games, especially during elite competition. Because this division has struggled in preseason, and all games prior to coming into conference play. These teams have struggled, except for Iowa State. They looked like the team that was going to come and start conference play and just dominate conference play. Will they have some teams that was going to challenge them? Yes, but did I feel that we felt like this was going to all that ends all? No. But I think this spells a elite caliber division. Your best division, we know, of course, is what? SEC. But I think that this division is going to do well. I think that Audie Crooks and them will bounce back from this. It's going to be interesting to see all the teams that they're going to play moving forward. I do want to go real quick to the bracket. I just want to see. Well, I think I have TCU stuff out, so I will pull that up the next time we go over Iowa State because I am gonna
Okay.
continue to follow
You
Audie because I
follow
just want to see how
okay.
she does. Of course, I'm following Baylor because Baylor is here in Texas and I am in Texas and I am following my Texas teams and I want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that I am pushing them as much as I possibly can. Of course, we know that our Texas teams are always dominant in making their way into the Sweet 16. So I want to make sure I continue to follow them. I want to see how well Oklahoma do uh, moving forward because they did extremely well too. Ole Miss, a lot of teams are pushing up, and I'm not sold on just coming out and speaking on just the big teams in
Right.
1 through 10. I'm gonna talk about everybody. Like I was watching earlier, I was
Yeah.
watching Yale play earlier. They're
Mm-hmm.
not some huge division program, but they have players on there that what if you see these players coming in W? Are you going to say, oh, well, how did they get in there? First of all, that's what you're going to say. We know that. But if they happen to make their way in there, you're going to be like, oh, I didn't watch her all season. No, I'm watching everybody. It's important to watch
Yeah.
everybody.
It is important to watch everybody because it gives you a feel of, the different teams. Because listen, Tony, now
Mm-hmm.
I know, please, UConn fans, don't come at me. Please don't come at me, okay? But the way it's looking, some changes are coming. You just never know. It's getting into any man's game now because now it's
Yeah.
starting to get real. And the teams that you think will win games, they're gonna start to they're gonna start to look different. And it doesn't matter
Yeah.
how many ballers you have on that team.
Yeah. Yeah. It's right. So,
Because they
do
got
you
a
have any?
pattern, Tony. It's like they have
Yeah.
these teams are having a pattern. It's like they're twinning and tripling around here with the turnovers, with the chemistry of the teams, with the not without them coming together. I mean, I was like 24. Good gracious, they were twinning with LSU.
Yes. Yes,
That
they
was
were.
crazy. In the halftime now, and listen, that was the first time I saw Shaq's daughter play.
Uh,
She
I've been
switched in. She
watching her
switched.
this season.
You've been watching her, Tony, because she
I've been
switched
watching her
in. And
this season.
did she
No,
switch
she's been
school?
there. She's been at Florida. That's where she wanted to go. That's where she signed. That's where she want to go. I'm looking to see her go into the portal this year. I was telling Bro Claude earlier in the NCAA season since they started. I said, look, man, I watch Lil Young O'Neal, man. She is balling. I think that she would look even better someplace else. But that if that's what she want to be, I understand that. But I need her to position herself somewhere where she can be a dominant force. And I'm gonna tell you this: I cold-heartedly believe that it is LSU. LSU needs a big, and I think
Hey,
she'll be able to go to
look,
LSU and fill in and do a phenomenal job. And guess what? Be the
Tony, don't you
alumni
start
of her
nothing.
father alumni of her father and listen to her sister cousin friend Reese Pooh.
Look, guys, Tony is on something. Don't I'm not laughing at Tony to make no jokes or no think,
No, I know what you're
or
laughing at.
whatever. She's
I'm
talking
saying
real
what
talk.
makes sense.
Yes, what makes sense.
I'm
And
saying
look,
what
I
makes sense.
she cooking with fish grease because I could see that happening. Oh man, Tony. Now
Because
you
they
don't put
need
that in my
post
head.
play. They need a balanced post player, a solid post player. Koval at this moment um, doesn't seem to be it.
And she'll
Joyner
probably wind up transferring again.
struggled. Yeah. So
Yeah.
now that we're in conference play, they're gonna struggle.
Hmm.
And before I get into them, I'm gonna cut it off because guess what? That's another lie for us.
Right,
Another
right.
truth, because I got one coming for LSU before their next game. And we're gonna get
Yes.
back on here, y'all, and we're gonna bring y'all LSU. I will probably tomorrow is not my day to go on, but I'm
What's
probably going to
tomorrow?
go on since I came on late today. I didn't come on till after 8. I was supposed to come on at 5. However, please hold me to that. I will make sure that I start putting my stuff in ahead of time, so that way it's there. As you can see, my show is this: Women's Hoops Fact Check. Women's Hoop Fact Check. That's what it's going to be. And it's going to be great. This is where we are. We're coming with the stats. And I'm going to give you one more show. Court Clarity.
Oh, that's tight, Tony.
Court Clarity will be another show, because we got to clarify the positionings. Who would look good now that the season is already on the way and we're in conference play? If the portal opens, who goes when, where, why, and how?
Oh, that's gonna be great show.
I can't wait to hit that.
Yeah, because it needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about because some people just not clicking. And and then
I got 2 shows, guys. 2, actually 3. It's 3 shows. Within this show,
yes,
you have Toni Court Vision. Let's talk facts. Now let's talk about it. And so we're talking about it. But embedded in that show, we got Hoop Fact Check with Toni. And we're gonna fact check when folks are coming in here and Apollo lying on their favorite players and what they think their players doing. We're gonna give you the facts and the truth on what they really look like. Let's not lie. Let's not Apollo lie. We could like everybody in the world, but I'm not a shiner on a player's critiquing. We're gonna critique them the right way. As Brother Duvall said right there on the street. we gonna talk about it. Can't do nothing else but talk about it.
So, yeah, because it's something that we need to talk about, because I'm learning that some players are not fitting in on certain teams.
They think that that's where they want to go when they go into them portals and they don't look as great. I mean, let's start from Haley Van Lith.
Yeah.
But that's another show. We're gonna come back. That's another show.
And I know everybody. Look, I know Gamecocks, y'all excited and everything, but let's see how she fits into that system.
Yes.
Hey, we know she's a phenomenal player. Jersey, a phenomenal player, but let's see how she fits into the system.
Yep. What do you think? Where do you think Iowa State is going to end up?
Well, Toni, if they fix the things that you were calling out, I think Iowa State will be good to go. Because Iowa State, are they in the top 10 now?
Yep.
Now, if they learn from this lesson, I could see them moving up further. Maybe like 7 at the most. Nothing over 7. Yeah. If they can figure it, like you said, they got to figure it out though, Toni, because people are coming for Adi. They're coming for Adi. Adi can't do them for that baby. Adi will not be able to do them.
They coming for that baby.
Yep. She's not gonna be able to do them 40 points if the team they have to come together, and it not just be Adi, and it not just be Scott. Is Scott number 8?
Yeah.
It can't just be Adi and Scott. We need a third person, big 3. We need a big 3 for Iowa State. We get a big 3 in there, we good. Whoever, how you say it, step up and be ready to eat. It's gonna this season, as it continues, is gonna depend on who wants to eat.
Right. Now,
who wants it bad enough?
Doing that? Who wants it bad enough? Who wants it bad enough? Hey, let's take a second and look at something that Adi said. I pulled it up on X, and I want to show this, and then we're gonna come back to her photo, because I want y'all to hear this. Let me go to it. All this, stop sharing, share again, and share some more.
I know.
Let's get to it. Let me post it up. And get it up here on the stage, and let's hear what she has to say.
Just in order, Jen. Yeah, that's huge. You don't want to play your best basketball.
So,
Oh,
what
yeah.
she said,
Just in order, Jen. Yeah, that's just in order, Jen. Yeah, that's huge. You don't want to play your best basketball.
come on.
January. You don't want to be a monster in January. You want to be a monster in March. And in order to do that, you need to recognize your flaws. You need to recognize your shortcomings. And if you don't lose, if we would have won today, those rebounds that I missed seem a lot less significant. Those shots that I missed seem a lot less significant. Those turnovers that we had seem a lot less. Lose, it really just puts everything out there. You have to look in that mirror and recognize what you need to do.
Oh, good. Okay, she's taking accountability. That's what I'm talking about, Audie.
Yes,
Taking
Because you have that
accountability is the
early
first step.
in March. Yeah,
because you have it early, you have an opportunity to make your corrections.
yeah, just yeah.
Uh huh. Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to.
Just in order, Jen.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
now,
huge.
so
You don't
I
want to play your
played
best
that.
basketball.
Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna say it, man. It's 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 easy, guys. She said it with clarity. She said it with her chest.
Yes, she
She said
did.
it with her
She
chest.
knows. She knows she messed up. Look,
She said it with her chest.
look in that
It wasn't.
mirror.
Yeah, she like she said, you don't want to play your best basketball in January, and that's exactly where we are. Why are we playing our best basketball in January? That's not what we want to do. That is not what we
Mm,
want to do. We do not want to play
very
our best
knowledgeable.
basketball in January. If you do,
Everybody figuring out your plan.
when
They're figuring
you
out how
get
you
to
play.
March, yeah, when you get to March, you don't know how you're going to fare. So I totally 100% agree with Audie Crook's words in that presser. If I don't, if I make those shots and I don't have that many missed layups or miss all those rebounds, and we don't miss those turnovers, and we don't miss this. Exactly what she just said in this interview, and her statement was so clear. And I think that this is
It
one of the big
was.
that every player 1 through 10 have to understand. And we don't really have a problem with 1 through 3, basically 1 through 4. 5 through 10, it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
battle, and they're gonna have to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play your best basketball in January, because people will figure you out and you're not going to know what to do come
Right.
March.
Right. Mm-hmm.
March is win or go home, right? Win or go home.
Mm-hmm.
March Madness ain't no joke. But you figure out what you need to fix right now by the
Right.
mistakes that you make, by correcting those mistakes, and you will be fine come the
And this
playoffs.
is why this young lady is gonna this is why
Exactly.
this young lady is who she is, and this is why Iowa State will be moving up. Watch. Watch what I
Yes.
tell you. Run it
Yes.
back, Tony. What run it back. They could say what they want to say about Audie Crooks, but Audie Crooks is taking accountability and the girl
Yeah.
speaks facts.
She spoke facts. That was, hey, that was a,
That's maturity right there at its
yep.
finest.
She ate that statement. I'm sorry, Rolf, I didn't
Yeah.
do this thing. She ate that, right? Because
Yeah.
you cannot play your best basketball right now and don't know how to define what to do when things break down. Again, like her being doubled, she understands and she speaks extremely well. And I
Hmm.
appreciate that
Clear.
as a player. But that dang on Scott in this photo next to us, Scott did such a phenomenal job. It's just unreal. It's super funny, man. But She did great. With that being said, guys, we are at an hour and it is time to get out of here. I was actually meant to be on here, 35, 40 minutes. And we
Tony
here.
be saying 30 minutes, but you get that good basketball talk going and you don't never know how long.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop saying 30 minutes and say, hey, we're gonna do this for an hour and get our butt off at an hour and be done with this, right?
Yeah, but it was a good conversation. It was a good show that needed to be had, and people need to understand. Don't just look at the appearance of Audie Crook. Understand the player.
Yeah. Understand the player.
Understand the player, and you'll understand their game.
Yes, indeedy. Feed the needy. You got to feed them. You got to feed them. Without it, we won't be sound. And with that, guys, I'm going to say this. And I'm going to be clear about it. Audie, even though it was not your best game, I'm going to say this. Well done. I'm going to say well done. And the reason why I'm going to say well done is we just don't get the opportunity. Drop. Yeah, she did a mic drop, and we don't get the opportunity to just say those things anymore, right? We don't get the opportunity to say this is what we want to do. We don't get the opportunity to say, guess what, team? Guess what, Baylor? I know we played you, and this is where I am with it. Guess what, Baylor? This is the importance of why we do what we do. Guess what, Baylor? I see it clearly. I think that it's one of those situations where, as a player, you got to know the difference. And until you know the difference and can speak the difference and learn the difference, you're not going to know exactly where you stand as a player, let alone a teammate. I did use the word teammate because some people don't understand what teammate means. Teamwork, teammate means teamwork,
dream work. That's what they say.
That's gonna wrap this up. It's gonna wrap the wildest Big 12 showdown of the season so far. It's gonna wrap it up.
It's gonna get ugly, guys. It's gonna get ugly.
Yep, with Baylor knocking off Iowa, it's gonna be something, and capped off by Scott Clutch, late midi jumper to give Baylor the lead. That is it, man. You can't ask for a more elite game. But again, they're gonna meet each other again. It's gonna be interesting to see how they fare because now the roles may be reversed with the momentum shifting in the second half of this game, and was the key to standout defensive presence on the other end. It just sealed the game, and I loved it, guys. I'm a big advocate for basketball. No matter what level it is, I just love it and I love seeing it. But we're gonna see what happens. Sunday's battle was definitely something, and I can't wait to see both of these teams play again. And we are going to go ahead and we're gonna end it on such a sound note. And I want to just give my instrumental while you go ahead and you let us know your soliloquy, ADP.
Well, guys, thank you so pretty Toni for having the show. Listen, guys, y'all boil down to working together and just keep it moving. And like Audie said, don't show all your stuff early. Let's get it in March.
Yep.
And the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come.
Yes. Hey, if you're in the building, go ahead and hit that like button. You come back on replay, you go through this. This is a show that you're really going to enjoy. We're going to keep bringing you more and more bangers throughout this season, and more sports than just NCAA basketball. We're going to get into some NBA basketball. I'm getting into some NBA basketball as well, ADP. I'm moving around.
Hey, you got to. It's nothing wrong with that. So, Pretty Toni, we got to get into our volley, too. We missed out on volley.
Yeah, I know. I actually saw a volley that I wanted to put up. The game, I was like, my mouth was stuck open. I'll bring some of that. This is an all sports channel. I don't pick and choose. I have some that I like that can be a little bit more than others, but we are in there. We are going to talk about everybody.
Yes.
But let's make it work, guys. again, thank you for coming to the building. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead with you guys in the chat, and I'm going to check out your comments and we'll converse from there. But I'm going to get back because I want to get back over to this Unrivaled with Keisha and Bro Claude. And then Bro Claude and I, don't forget, guys, we have our show. Bro Claude and I have our show at 10 o'clock. Please pull up. We'll see you guys over there. Once again, thank you for coming to join me, ADP. Great show. Appreciate you. Love you. And I will definitely see you on your show moving forward. I think you said you have one tonight. Is it tonight?
Yeah, we on D Block tonight.
You on
just
the
doing
D-Block
recaps.
Tonight.
Recaps, because this weekend was kind of juicy.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Troy Hall, I appreciate that. They're my favorites too. Let's get out of here. We're gonna talk about it in the chat. I'll come back to your chat and I'll converse with you guys offline. But thank you all for pulling up. I appreciate you. Hit that like button on your way out, and we are out of here.